Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and with me, as always,
it's Gator.
And this is our second anniversary show.
It is.
And on the line, we have a listener. We have a special guest who we wanted to take a moment to thank. So on the line, we have listener Will, who you might remember from one of our Listener Interaction Tuesdays.
Yes.
And Will was kind enough to send us some cigars that we have chosen to smoke on our anniversary show. How are you, Will?
Doing great. How about yourself?
I would be better, but I think Jeff's pea cup just blew over in the wind. It literally, as I was throwing it to you, the wind blew and the pea cup fell off the rail of the deck.
Or a ghost knocked it over because there's really no wind.
Is it a... Tell me it's not a pea cup.
Oh, it's a pea cup.
Oh, God. Did you use it
No, it
yet?
was empty.
Okay, so it was a preparatory pea cup.
It's been used, but it was empty. I poured it out.
You keep your pea cup? Don't...
I can have something to put in the jugs.
Oh, my God. Will, he just showed me a gallon milk jug that's like oh, God, you can hear it sloshing. It's like 3/4 full of what looks like apple cider. But I know it's not apple cider.
There's no moles in my yard.
Oh, God. Aren't you glad we called you, Will?
Sure.
So, Will, we are smoking the Fuente Fuente Opus X that you sent us. You have any thoughts or any points about this cigar you want to raise?
I hope it doesn't disappoint.
Well, me too.
It's one of my favorite brands, so I hope it really stands out among the other bands Jeff's read this year.
There's not a lot for him to read. I mean, I guess he can read Fuente Opus X.
Yes.
On it. And what does that say in black underneath Opus X?
Here, hold on. Let me get mine out of the cellophane. I'll be able to tell.
Oh, God. While he's doing that, this is a 5 1/4 by 50 Robusto.
Ooh, it smells good.
Featuring a Dominican wrapper, I
got the tip out.
Dominican binder, and
just to see how it feels.
Dominican filler, coming to you from Arturo Fuente.
Just a tip.
Just to see how it feels.
Oh, my God. It's a Robusto, Jeff. It's not that... much cellophane, buddy.
It's really in there.
It's really not.
How'd you get yours out so easy?
It just kind of happened that way.
You did yours off show, though, for the picture. I should have got mine out ahead. Why don't I ever take them out ahead of time?
I don't know. I don't know why you don't. I don't know why you don't. It'd be nice if you did. It'd be real nice if you did.
So what's this say here?
Yeah, the black lettering underneath Opus X there is a little hard to read.
Rare Estate Reserve.
Oh, well, there you go.
And the other side I can't read.
Okay.
De La Fuente, but there's words covered up, and I don't want to... If I pull the band back, it's going to come off. So, we'll just go with that.
So, Will, how you been, buddy?
Doing well. Trying to stay cool in this heat wave we've been having here in North Carolina.
Yeah, we were supposed to get one this week here in St. Louis, and we still very well may, but as we're sitting here on the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios on the back of Jeff's ex-wife's house, we had a pretty big thunderstorm roll through earlier this afternoon, and man, it cooled off significantly, and it is wonderful out right now.
Ooh, I've already got a flavor note just on smelling the foot of the cigar.
Okay.
So I'll wait till we do our official cut and everything. But I have a flavor note. Did you want me to do it now?
Why don't you do it now?
Okay. Smell it again, and I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Hardee's Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits.
What?
Hardee's Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits.
No.
Cinnamon and raisin.
I always get raisin when I smoke those.
It is... kind of does smell a little sweet now that you say it, but I don't know about Hardee's Cinnamon Raisin Biscuit.
It smells just like a Hardee's Cinnamon Raisin Biscuit. You know, when
I haven't had a Hardee's Cinnamon Raisin Biscuit.
You know what I like to do?
Time.
I like to ask
really
them to put extra icing.
You do like extra sauce.
Yeah, I do. Even on my biscuits.
Every time we go somewhere, Will, it's always extra dressing, extra sauce, extra this, extra that. And then he gets all pissy when they charge him for the extra sauce. But
yeah, what's up with that?
I mean, it costs some money.
And all I want on my pizza is extra sauce, and they seldom ever do it, even when asked. I mean, I guess why would they do it when it's not asked? But still.
Yeah, it's not extra sauce when they do it without asking. It's just
sauce. Yeah, true. Valid point.
Anyway.
But yeah, cinnamon raisin biscuits on the foot. I can't wait to try the cold draw. But I can't do that until we do the official cut.
Well, we'll do that in a minute. We're going to circle back with Will, and then we'll get on with the show.
He's making me wait, Will.
Okay. So, Will, seriously, man, you sent us the cigars for the episode that you were on, and you included these in the tin, and it was a very nice, pleasant surprise, and we've held on to them since then. And when Jeff and I were debating what cigars we were going to smoke for the anniversary episode, he said, I've got those Opus X's. And I was like, yes.
Yep.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yep. And we had to have you on to say thank you once again.
Well, I appreciate it, and congratulations on 2 years.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Will.
Well, take care out there, brother.
All right, y'all have a great night.
Thanks,
See ya.
You too, man.
What a good cat.
Super good guy.
Yep.
So, okay. So now that we...
grew up in the tobacco industry.
He did.
You got to go back and reference an earlier show there.
You want to go back and listen to the episode that Will was on so you can find out more about Will and, kind of what we smoked and everything like that. I mean, it's a throwback. It's a tease.
It is.
So.
It is.
All right. Well, it's time that we go ahead and prep the cigar to smoke, which means we have to cut it.
We do.
And the official cutting is brought to us by
Dan the Man.
Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company. And Dan is gearing up for his second annual Rollers event there at Riverman Cigar Company. He's going to have the folks from Martinez Cigars out at Riverman on Saturday, September 25th. And you guys will be able to hang out. You'll be able to peruse Dan's humidor. There's been all kinds of different ideas floated around of things that Dan's going to do. I don't know what's actually set in stone, so I don't want to say certain things because for all I know they may not materialize or they may materialize. But one thing is for certain. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, yeah. It was last year.
It was last year. And I know there's plenty of people that are talking about driving up. I know Teddy's talking about driving up.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Listener Doug's talking about driving up. I'm sure the Gold Coast couple, they're at least thinking about it. I think Broccoli Rob and Mrs. Broccoli are talking about driving out.
It's Cigar Palooza.
It really is shaping up to be Cigar Palooza.
That's right.
Right here in St. Louis, in Crestwood, at Riverman Cigar Company. You guys, you don't want to miss it.
You do not.
And it's not like there's a $200 ticket that you got to buy or something like that.
No.
You just show up.
You bring yourself. That's your ticket to enter.
And maybe bring a lawn chair.
Yeah, you're going to want to bring
You're going to want to bring long chairs.
You're going to want to bring a lawn chair.
Because it is outside seating and everything like that. But that's okay because he's got that awesome 1,500 square foot covered patio out front.
Truth.
So no matter the weather, you're still going to be fine. But, bring lawn chairs. Bring lawn chairs.
Yes.
But otherwise, that's all you need.
BYOC, bring your own chair.
Long chairs and yourself. And then you can have a great time at Riverman Cigar Company. Come out, say hi to Dan, Miss Cindy, Little John, and all the rest.
And us. We'll be there.
Well, yeah, and us.
And the guys from Martinez. They'll be there rolling cigars for you. They might even let you roll your own. It does happen occasionally.
Who knows?
Yep, you just got to ask.
Anyway, Riverman Cigar Company, Crestwood, Missouri. Oh, one thing I do not want to forget.
What's that?
If you want to support a brick and mortar and you don't have one in your area.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
Dan the Man Ponder does mail orders. So you can give Dan a call over there at Riverman, and he can ship cigars to you right away.
He has been super good to support us, not since the beginning, but close. Since we started this 2 years ago.
He's been at it for a while. And I will say this. You guys have been good to support Dan.
Yes.
I hear from Cindy all the time when I go in there about, we had another pulpit listener call and place an order for this or that or something like that. So you guys...
Or we had people come in from out of town and stop by because they heard about it. So thank you.
You guys are doing the lion's share of the work on that. You're putting the period at the end of the sentence. You're proving that...
it's where the rubber meets the road.
Exactly. Yeah. You're proving that the sponsorship is worth it.
The proof is in the cigar pudding, as it were.
I don't want to eat cigar pudding.
I'm just trying to come up with all kinds of metaphors and whatnot.
It's time.
Are those metaphors? Is that right? Am I using that correctly?
How about we just go ahead and cut the cigar?
And bash into your microphone.
I may have accidentally tapped the microphone there, but that's okay. So,
I'm going with my Calibri V-cut.
I'm also going with a V-cut.
Okay.
So So we're going to give that a little cut there. Oh, it just
Are you proud of me
sliced through perfectly.
that I did not bust into these? Boy, that is oh man, that was a nice cut. Oh God, that's.
I would hope
good.
you wouldn't have busted into these. These were like pretty special, and
It was kind of hard.
I mean,
not to, but
you
I held
know.
off. You know what? I refrained.
And also, he did give you a Yagua.
Yeah, I've still
I didn't
got
get
that.
a Yagua, so I mean,
Well, that might have been for you, but I didn't give it to you.
I have 5. Well, I have
Four.
4.
You have
four
four.
now because I did light one up the other day. I smoked one the other day to commemorate my son's first day of kindergarten. So
That's
Anyway.
very cool.
yes. So okay, moving on to the Opus X. We have now cut. So cold draw.
The
time.
Smutfelt. God, I can't even talk.
The Smutfelt?
Yeah, the Smutfelt.
Smutfelt.
That is-
That's a new
it is-
term.
It is now known as the Smutfelt.
Smutfelt.
The foot
The
smell.
foot smell.
I haven't even been drinking.
Smutfelt.
The foot smell was cinnamon raisin biscuit from Hardee's.
Sounds like some sort of dirty fabric for like lingerie or
The
something.
Smutfelt.
Smutfelt.
It's German.
It's like, her panties are made of smutfelt. I have no idea what I'm talking about now. Anyway. All right.
God.
So the smutfelt smells like
Cinnamon raisin
cinnamon
biscuit
raisin
from
biscuits
Hardee's.
from Hardee's.
Or I guess it would be, what's the star? It's something else other places. It's not Hardee's.
Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr., that's right.
Little sweetness on the cold draw there. Also, something else.
Yeah.
What is that? Do you know?
No, give me a second. Boy, the cold retro didn't even pull that out.
It's almost like a citrusy tartness.
Yeah.
There's almost like a citrusy tartness along with like a sweetness.
Yeah. It's let me try the foot smelt again. The smelt foot.
Smelt foot.
Smelt foot.
Smelt foot. Smelt felt. No, it's Smootfelt. That's what it was. Smootfelt. We were literally just talking about it, and I already forgot what
I
it
know.
was. The Smootfelt. God.
Now, after the cold draw and the cold retro hail,
And
I
the
don't
smooth
smell
felt.
it anymore.
Really?
weird? Yeah.
So bizarre.
So whatever it was on the cold draw took over the olfactory senses and whatnot there.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I'm going to go ahead and light up my
I
cigar.
think it's time.
Because, you know what? It is entirely too long.
Well, and I made you wait an hour while I figured out my show prep.
Yeah, because, it's not like I've given Jeff like a week's worth of notice. Like, hey, we need to know our list of the top 10 cigars that we smoked on the show that we enjoyed.
Been busy.
And, you decided to... Really? Have you been busy every day?
Okay, you know what? It was my birthday weekend. I took it off. I admit it. I admit it freely.
I mean, I'll give you Saturday. That was your actual birthday. Which, by the way, happy birthday.
Thank you. You didn't even bother to come over. God, I was waiting for that.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Look, my dad was in town. I had other things going on, and I knew.
You were too busy for me.
It's not that. It's just that
It kind of was.
it conflicted, and,
Well, it's not like you don't know when my birthday is every year.
I get it, but
go ahead and make plans.
you son of a bitch. You rotten son of a bitch. Hey, I'm still waiting for that Christmas gift, by the way.
Yeah, it's true.
As I see the $200 and something box of Casada 1974 sitting here on the table.
Those were good.
I'm just saying. Anyway.
The sad part is, you know what the gift was, and you know why I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm. And quite frankly...
It kind of fell through.
Quite frankly, part of me is okay with that.
Now that you know.
Now that I know.
Yeah.
Part of me that's okay with that.
I had a special gift lined up.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. So...
Boy, this thing's putting off a lot of smoke.
It really is. It's
I'm
smooth.
still getting the citrusy.
I'm going to say, I'm still getting a little citrusy.
Yeah.
Yep.
On the smoke. That is weird.
It's there. It's there. I wonder how aged these are. Like, how long
They're
maybe.
probably at least 3 or 4 months since I've had them.
True. You're smoking too fast.
I'm always smoking too fast.
I can tell, though. You've got a little run going in your burn line right
What?
there.
What are you talking
On
about?
the bottom part of it. Like when you got a little run going. It's because
Oh.
you draw in too hard and you're smoking too fast.
You smoke your cigar the way you want to. I'll smoke the cigar.
Whatever. I mean,
we haven't established that in 2 years.
That's valid. Anyway, so this is the second anniversary show. Coming up later on the show, Jeff and I are going to go through our top 10 lists. Mine are 10 cigars that we smoked over the course of the last year that I enjoyed. Jeff's, on the other hand, because, he has to be different, he decided he was going to do 10 cigars over the last 2 years that he enjoyed. And
that's total show.
And what that basically did is it allowed him to fill in 5 spots right off the bat with cigars from the first year. So he really only had to review,
Now, the funny part is, though,
with 5 cigars from the last year.
We did those in no particular order.
It's true.
When we did them back, a year ago.
It's true.
But I did not pick them again in the same order necessarily. I picked and
But they're
choosed.
not in order.
Well, mine were. I mean, let's be honest. Yours weren't, so we had to keep saying that. But I had mine in top 10 order.
Well, I also don't have mine in any particular order this year.
I don't now.
I just kind of have. Okay, good.
So I just have 10 cigars.
I was gonna say it's just 10 cigars
and a couple of honorable mentions.
I have one honorable mention.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So why don't you tell everybody what you were doing when your dad was in town?
Oh, we went to the IndyCar race.
That had to be a lot of fun.
It was a good time. My dad, my uncle, and I, we always go to the Indy 500 every year. But 5 years ago, 2017, the IndyCar started running here in St. Louis at Gateway Raceway.
Yeah.
In late August. And so we added that to the calendar since it was close,
This seems like a small track for an Indy race.
Oh, it's so much fun, though.
Is it?
Yeah. Because they're real chippy, the drivers, they're real aggressive. So, dude, in the first quarter of the race this year, I think maybe 8 cars had already crashed out.
Wow.
I mean, it was intense in the very beginning. So it was a good time, though. It was a nice night, pleasant weather, and, we have a fourth guy that comes along with us, and he's a super nice guy. But he's in his 70s, and he's kind of getting up there a little bit. And I want to, really give a shout out to the folks at Gateway Racetrack there in Madison. I guess that's Worldwide Technology Raceway or Racetrack or whatever the hell it is. But they did a really good job. They had the ADA parking. They had the shuttle service and everything that got us right where we needed to go.
That's cool.
And, our friend, he didn't have to... He has trouble with the walking long distances. Yeah. And it worked out great. And so, to be honest, we were kind of wondering if we didn't go in 2020, so 2019 would have been the last time we went. And we were actually wondering, is this going to be is 19 going to be the last year that he goes? Well, then he came along with us this time, and had the ADA stuff not worked out, this probably would have been the last time that he would have come with us. But honestly, this worked out so well that I think we're going to get at least another year or two out of our buddy coming along with us.
That's awesome.
I'm really happy.
It worked out well
that.
for you as well.
Well,
you had to tag along on the golf cart and whatnot.
Well, it's true. I mean, I probably could have stood the walk.
Could have got some steps in.
Could have gotten some steps in.
Yeah.
Would have been fine.
But it was still nice, I bet.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, well, especially at the end of the race, because, my God, the first half of the race, we had a really nice breeze coming in and everything. Second half of the race, the breeze cut off and it got really muggy out. And it was still only in the low 80s, but with the humidity and everything, it was kind of...
St. Louis humidity can be a killer.
It's kind of oppressive, but, but that's all right. It worked out fine.
Very cool. Very cool. I had a good time this weekend as well, because on Friday, I was actually able to take my dad... who is in an assisted living center. Mm-hmm. I was able to bust him out and actually take him to the Thresherman Festival in Pinckneyville, Illinois.
Ah, yes.
My dad was a lifelong farmer other than the time he spent in the Army, and he just breathes, just lives tractors. And we went over there, and we just drove around. My cousin was kind enough to loan me his side-by-side. And we drove around on the side-by-side, and Dad got to see the 600-700 tractors that were there at the event. And, we'd drive past them, and A little bit later, he'd say, let's go see the Olivers again. I'm like, okay. So we'd drive back to the Olivers. I think we went past the Olivers about 6 or 7 times.
Nice.
And Dad's a big Oliver tractor guy. He wasn't so big on the John Deere. That was a one and out. But we went by the Olivers several times. So they're the right color green for him.
All right.
But we had a really good time. And, in all honesty, that was the first time, that may be the first time that he's been busted out of there since pre-COVID.
Really?
They've been on lockdown. And, this worked out well. I had to go get the rapid COVID test and all that, because I was going to be with him. But otherwise, we just drove around. He wasn't really in contact with people, and it worked out really, really well.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was, it's one of those things where I always kind of get down on myself because I don't feel like I do enough, as a son. And, but I took him to that, and he really, really had a good time and enjoyed himself.
Well, good.
The one other thing, which ties into what you did this weekend, that I did right for my dad, is several years ago, I was able to finagle some press passes to the NASCAR race at Gateway.
Yeah.
And I took my dad, got him a press pass, snuck him down into the pits with me, and we ended up just down on pit row all day long. Kristen went with us. And the three of us just had a blast. Well, at one point, Dad and I are looking around because he wants to meet Carl Edwards, who has since retired, but he loved Carl Edwards, just loved watching him race and was a big fan. So we're walking around looking for him, and Kristen is just sitting, on one of the concrete barricade things, just kind of waiting for us because she knows we're looking for him. And she said, son of a bitch, if Carl Edwards didn't come over and sit down next to her. She's like, where are they? Because, he was literally sitting a foot away
right
from
next
her.
to her. Yeah.
Just sitting there hanging out, and we're searching for the guy, down on pit row.
Yeah.
So we come back, and she tells us the story, and Dad is just, devastated. He looks up, sees Carl at his car.
Yeah.
And just literally walked out onto pit row, walked onto the track, got Carl, and said, hey, I want to get a picture with you. And I thought, oh, my God, we're going to get kicked out of here. And Dad brought Carl Edwards back over, and we got pictures of them together.
Very cool.
It was a great time, and Carl Edwards could not have been a nicer guy.
They did something at the race this year that was really cool. It was a salute to law enforcement, and what they did in the beginning is they had, all these law enforcement vehicles from different municipalities all over the St. Louis, Illinois, and Metro St. Louis, Missouri side. And there were probably 100 cars, motorcycles, you name it.
Wow.
All that. And so they did a couple of laps to honor, law enforcement. And they even had a police helicopter show up and fly and do laps with
That's cool.
And that was really cool. But what was neat is kind of beforehand they were talking about, that they received a couple of emails complaining about them getting ready to do it, and they basically ignored those and decided to go ahead and do it anyway.
Fuck the Karens.
So, yep, it worked out well.
Now, I hear in Afghanistan at the goat races, they're going to be leading it with the Blackhawks that we left them.
Yeah, they've got yeah, exactly. No,
God.
Once they figure out how to fly them. I got to thinking about that, though, in terms of the Taliban with our Blackhawks and our fighter jets and all that and everything. Yes, they have them, and yes, they're probably going to figure out, they're smart enough, they can figure out how to fly, one of these things. They figured out how to abduct jumbo jets back on September 11th.
Oh, my God.
But what I will say is that if there's one thing that we know they don't know how to do, it's land. So all we have to do is just wait for them to crash these things all over the place, and eventually they'll run out of them.
Yeah, depending on what they crash them into.
Well, hopefully it's the sand.
Yes. Now, let me explain something to you.
We could just take them out. See, because don't think for a minute
we drone them out right now.
Don't think for a moment we don't have an itemized list of every one of these things out there.
We sure as hell should.
We
We don't. No, you know what's going to happen with these, right?
What?
They're not going to try to fly them. They're not going to try to make an Air Force.
They're going to sell them to the Russians
or the Chinese,
and
they're going to reverse engineer them to find out our technology.
Yeah.
That's what's coming.
It's valid.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that they were talking about how Afghanistan has this gigantic mineral deposit to
I've seen that as well.
Lithium batteries.
Yep.
And that basically now, because of the Taliban taking over and their ties with China and everything like that, that the electric car industry could be in real trouble.
The rare earth minerals.
Because of all the rare earth minerals that we basically abandoned. So,
well, that makes perfect sense for us.
Good on Biden.
Yeah.
Good on Biden. Anyway.
Well, I just hope and pray, and I know we're going deep here and we shouldn't, but I just hope and pray that everybody that should get out of there gets out of there, because it is a very scary situation, and our prayers go with those people.
Now, I want to point out, speaking of electric cars, there was a news article that came out this week that caught my eye.
Okay.
So, did you see that Elon Musk is coming out with a line of humanoid robots that are going to do boring, repetitive, and dangerous work? Now,
wonder what could go wrong.
I mean, dude, it feels like this is how Skynet starts.
Yeah.
Because when you start telling humanoid robots, hey, you get to do all the dangerous work, at what point do they say no?
Well, you can make an argument that was part of the...
Is this the rise of the machines?
Yeah. I believe it is. You can make that argument that was part of the Picard Star Trek series as well.
It's true.
Same deal. We had them doing all the grunt work, and they just said no. I mean, and then killed us.
But my point, though, is...
Yes.
I feel like we're at a tipping point here.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Elon Musk, but I'm a little concerned about this whole idea of humanoid robots.
When those robots start walking around with a picture saying, have you seen this boy, we know we got real problems.
Yeah, we got real issues. I mean, like, they start going through the phone book and killing every Sarah Connor they find.
Yeah.
That's when we're in trouble.
Yeah, if you know anybody named Sarah Connor, you might want to tell them to go ahead and get down to Mexico.
Change the name now.
Yes.
Change the name now.
Start the martial arts classes.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Well, there you go. I don't know. I will say, at some point, I fully anticipate that we're going to hear from James Cameron for using that.
Cease and desist, yeah.
Going to get a cease and desist. We'll get Arnold Schwarzenegger to the door, being like, stop using that music, and all that. Maybe we can get him on the show at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he'd just be like, shut the fuck up, get the microphone out of my face. Anyway.
Light my cigar.
And just be like, bunch of girly men smoking cigars, getting stupid flavor notes like fucking cinnamon raisin biscuits. You know what I get? I get fucking cigar. Cigar. Speaking of the Opus X.
It's good.
I'm liking it.
Yeah. This is a good cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Very good cigar. And, yeah,
Have you done a retro hail?
Oh, I have not.
I did one earlier and while you were talking.
Was it everything I think it will be?
And, it is surprisingly strong.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Right?
I wasn't surprised by it. That's why I hadn't done one.
Why weren't you surprised by it? This is a smooth cigar. I'm not getting much on the actual smoke itself. Like, if the smoke itself, it feels fairly mellow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's good flavor to it and everything, but it's not like it's like kicking my ass. But, man, that retro hail, though, it's got
like
some
got up
meat to the retro
in the
hail.
nostrils and just like floated there. It like stayed. Yeah.
Kind of, and God, everybody makes fun of me for saying this, but it's kind of peppery in the retro hail,
Imagine that.
I mean, look, it's what it is, but
I will say, if you're not retrohaling a cigar occasionally, I know some people do it like every puff. I could not do that. But if you're not retrohaling occasionally, you are missing out on a lot of the flavor of the cigar.
Yeah, you want to make sure you do that every once in a while.
Yep. Which is the exact reason I say the cold retro works, and you get different notes than you get on the cold draw.
I'm smoking it really slow, and I think
I can tell.
Having to
My burn line has leveled out. I've got a really nice ash going. It's putting off a ton of smoke. Great cigar. Again, thank you to listener Will.
Definitely.
Yep.
So the other bit of news that I wanted to touch on this week, uncigar related, is an article that you sent me. Talking about
that could be anything.
Well, it's talking about how OnlyFans is getting rid of the nudity on their site. Now, there are specifically two pull quotes that I have from this article that I want to read.
You did a deep dive.
Well, there's a couple of things that struck me as just ignorant as hell. So I'm gonna touch on these quotes for a minute, and then there's a piece of information that I found out about in this article that I figure you and I could have some fun discussing for a moment. So I'm gonna read the quotes. The first is from a young lady. I didn't bother to save her name. I just pulled the quote. Quote, "People are not going to be able to make ends meet," she said. "People are going to lose the roofs over their heads." Then Kenneth Pabon, 22, an OnlyFans creator in New York, joined the platform last year after the onset of the coronavirus pandemic, and is using his income from the site to pay off his student loans. Quote, "OnlyFans is how I pay my rent," he said. "I feed myself from this." Here's a thought to both Kenneth and the young lady.
Okay.
Go out and get a fucking job, you perverts.
Well, okay, so...
I mean, seriously.
I saw one of those memes where it's Jim peeking through the blinds, at the office, and he's smiling. And he said it was basically every restaurant and bar that's short-staffed right now, and he's peeking through looking at the death of OnlyFans.
Dude, here's the deal. You and I both know a young lady who worked at a bar who quit that job in order to go and just exclusively do OnlyFans.
We do.
And, I mean, what's she going to do now? I don't know. That's none of my business. But the point is, there are plenty of those people out there. Now, the other thing that I find it so bizarrely, just messed up that these folks are all, upset and up in arms about the fact that they can't, masturbate on camera and get paid for it anymore. But whatever, that's
I don't
weird.
know. Are there videos on OnlyFans?
Yeah,
or just
dude,
photographs?
No, it's videos, and it's like,
is it okay?
Yeah, there's videos of strip teases and whatever, but from according to the articles, there's all the way up to full on sex. So you know, I mean, some of these people are going crazy with it.
There are those webcam sites all over the place.
Well, exactly. But here's the thing. Did you know, and this is the piece of information that I got from this article, did you know that there's such a thing called the Adult Performance Artists Guild? It's a labor union that represents OnlyFans and webcam creators and dancers.
How's that even a thing?
I didn't even know that was a thing, and I kind of find it bizarrely sad that that is a thing. That there's a freaking union for webcam, people.
Yeah.
I mean, and
it's a new one on me.
And let's be real. Good job, union. You totally saved your clientele on this one, I mean, I don't know.
So is OnlyFans going to go the way of MySpace? I mean, it's just...
Oh, totally.
What's the point?
I was going to say, from what I gathered, their financial backers were basically telling them, hey, we don't want this stuff on the site anymore, and we're going to pull funding and everything for it.
But that is the site.
But that's the thing. It's you guys knew what you were investing in beforehand. Mm-hmm. Why are you trying to change it now after you've made your money? I mean, I guess that's the thing. They've made
let me grow a conscience now that I've gotten rich.
They've made their money, and now they don't care anymore. But it's it's just stupid. It's so ignorant.
Now, what you guys don't know is before, a week before this happened, Nick was talking about how he wanted to make an OnlyFans page for himself.
Yeah, I figured, we could, make a little money here on the show. I could shave my chest and just kind of push my moobs together. And as long as I don't show my face or anything, people will just think it's just booby pics. I could do that thing with my knee where I bend my knee and kind of crop the photo in tight to where it looks like a butt. And everything, and turn your wiener inside out so it looks like a vagina. That's a little far.
Is that a step too far?
Yeah, that's a little far. But no, we thought about that, but but then this.
No. Hold on. Back the truck up. We didn't think about that.
You contributed to the conversation.
Yeah, but
you contributed to the conversation.
You put some brain cells into this, and I was like, "What the hell's wrong with you?"
I mean, not seriously. But, yeah, no. Unfortunately, the pulpit page on the OnlyFans is... Well, but see, okay, let me back up. That's what they're trying to do with OnlyFans. They're trying to legitimize it. They're trying to make it to where people can use it almost like a Patreon. To where, you and I as content creators could have an OnlyFans page, put out exclusive content on our OnlyFans, and then charge people to, subscribe to us.
I'm not... trying to make
and I think we can technically do that now if we wanted to. It's just that everybody assumes that it's porn.
Yeah. But, okay. And I'm not trying to make the pun. But it's tainted. With taints.
With taints.
Yes.
It's indeed tainted. Well, I'm trying to think of what I want to say next, but I keep focusing on the taint. Anyway. Anyway, so yeah.
It's no man's land.
Exactly. It's that little strip of grass in between the playground and the sewage pit.
Oh, my God. Yeah, direct your correspondence to Nick.
Really? Really? You're the one who said taint. You could have picked any other word. You could have been like, it was corrupted. It was, it's just unusable. I mean, you could have gone anywhere, but no, you knew what you were doing.
It tain't right.
Oh, my gosh. See, you use taint. I kind of like gooch.
What the hell?
I think that word's a little better. I think it's a funnier word.
It's kind of bothersome to hear. Yeah, I don't like it.
See, I think it's a funnier word.
The goocher.
The gooch. It's like punch in the gooch.
We're just children. I had a friend, and obviously I'm not going to say who it was, but I did have a friend that did an OnlyFans page for a couple of months. You know about this. I told you about it.
You did.
And, and I talked to her about it. I'm like, hey, is it working out? And she's like, no, I decided to get out of this. She said, it was one thing to put up, like, booby pics and whatnot. But she said it went down a rabbit hole where people wanted more and more, if you know what I mean.
Well,
like,
yeah, because
it went from booby pics to they were wanting videos of sex acts and stuff. And, she was not comfortable with that. So,
I mean, you got to draw the line somewhere, I guess.
Well, and I think that's the problem. Okay, so I know we joke about it a lot, but that's the problem with porn, is it's somewhat legitimized some really janky activity in our society. And I think when you get into it and do a deep dive on it, it ends up in a situation where now you got to find something even more perverted. Does that make sense?
Welcome to the anniversary show, folks. 2 years of this.
We appreciate you listening.
God. For year 3, Jeff's going to bring on a donkey show live on the pulpit.
And BF could hook us up. He spent some time in Juarez.
Oh, my God. Yes. So, anyway, well, Jeff, why don't we've got...
after a while, you start feeling sorry for the girl, but you'd still kind of feel sorry for the donkey.
Do you?
I forget what movie it's from, but it's a quote of a movie.
Anyway, Jeff, we have a lot of stuff to get to here between our top 10s and then also Ask the Boys. So,
oh, God, I forgot about Ask the Boys.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you want to do first, top 10 or Ask the Boys? Oh, Jeff just pooped himself. That sounded bubbly over the mic. That's disturbing.
You really could hear it.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, we may have to put a pause on the show here. Oh, dear God.
It's time for the hold music.
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, are we asking the boys or are we listing cigars?
I say we'll list cigars first.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll list cigars first. So,
okay.
So, yeah, it'll be a special list of cigars.
Guess what, motherfucker?
All right. It's time for the top 10 cigars from... well, the last year or the totality of the show, depending upon which one of us you're listening to.
Exactly.
So, you want to go first or shall I?
You know what? I will. I'm going to start at number 10 and work my way up in no particular order.
This would, by the way, be a lot easier to do if you had the light on.
It's true. But if I get up,
very dark.
If I get up, I'm afraid I'm going to have the walking farts over to the door. Because there's kind of an issue.
I'd be less worried about the walking farts and more worried about the drizzling down your leg from that shit that you just took in your pants. But anyway.
Don't make me laugh.
I mean, seriously.
It really could go south.
I'm fairly positive you just pooped yourself.
It could go bad.
Okay,
really quick.
well, anyway, why don't you start?
Okay.
Let's get this going.
Okay. My first cigar that I want to mention. We smoked out of the smoke pit with our good man, Broccoli Rob.
Yes.
It was the 1502 Blue Sapphire.
Ooh, good cigar.
I liked it because on the cold draw and the cold retrohale, it had some really fruity notes. But then when you're smoking it, you really do get that taste of like blueberries off of it.
Good cigar, yeah.
Yeah. Good stick.
I was a little intoxicated for that show. I'll be honest.
You were lit.
I don't really remember all of that.
Yeah, you were lit up.
Yeah, those guys got me going with that moonshine, and it just, yeah. Anyway.
It went south quick.
By the way, guys,
hey, we've both done one of those.
You can go back and listen to all these old episodes to, hear more details about these cigars if you wish. I mean, most of these, all these cigars actually should be listed in the show notes of the various shows. So,
yes.
You can go back and hear more details if you wish. So my first one, again, no particular order, is the El Principio from Geronimo Cigars, a recent episode.
I hate to admit this. It's on my list as well.
All right.
Yep.
So we have a little bit of crossover there.
Yep, we smoked that with Jorge.
I really, really enjoyed that cigar. Yep. It was a good cigar, and
it was a good interview with Jorge as well.
It was. And actually, off the air, we didn't include this in the actual interview because it was a discussion that we had off air. But Jorge's actually friends with our man Ryan over at the Hill Cigar Company.
That is true.
And like pretty good friends.
Yeah.
And so we were talking a little bit about Ryan and everything he's got going on and whatnot. And so I know next time we're down in Tampa, we got to swing by Geronimo Cigars.
We do.
So.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Well, technically, I've done one and you've done two now.
I have. So
should I go again?
I guess, or I can throw in a honorable mention.
Okay.
Because I've got a couple of those.
Okay, you've got a couple of those. Okay. So you can go ahead and throw in an honorable mention.
Okay. I'm going to throw an honorable mention in right now. And I'm going to go with the 1974 Casada. It was my number one last year in no particular order. Mm-hmm. And you actually bought a box of them for me for Christmas, which was really nice.
We covered that already.
It's a good cigar.
I'm glad.
So, and, I think part of the nostalgia with it for me is the fact that we got to meet Manuel Casada and spend some time with him.
And that's going to come up a couple of different times on my list in terms of, what we were doing maybe with those cigars. In that, I think, I was talking a little bit about this with my dad this weekend, in that, you and I talk a lot about flavor notes and all that kind of thing. I think the majority of people, I would go so far as to say the majority of the people, when they light up a, Fuente Fuente Opus X, they're not going to get cinnamon raisin biscuit. They're going to get cigar.
Yeah.
But they're going to remember what they were doing when they smoked that one cigar, you know, that kind of thing. And so I think, he brought up, and I agree with him, that I think the memories attached to certain cigars actually are maybe stronger than any of the flavor notes. So
a lot of truth.
Yep. So very cool.
Well, I can make the argument that that's why I put the Blue Sapphire on. Because we were out there and we were having a good time at the smoke pit, and we were hanging out with Broccoli Rob, and it was a lot of fun.
Yep. So my next one is the Henry Clay Warhawk Rebellious. Now, that cigar, you and I smoked, I smoked that. You smoked, I believe, a Nat Sherman, and that was right after you got back from Florida, and there was some question about your health, because we were pretty certain that you had COVID, despite the fact you were telling me you didn't, and then it turns out later that you did. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yep. And, it's funny you say that,
and
because
it's such a good cigar.
That Nat Sherman Timeless is on my list. We actually,
was it that one or no? That one, the one that's on your list.
I smoked a Nat Sherman, but the one that's on my list is actually Nat Sherman Timeless that came to us out of a My Monthly Cigar box.
Timeless Sterling, right?
Yes, and it was the June My Monthly Cigar box. Yep.
Very cool.
I like the Nat Shermans. Now, what are they? The company has...
So Micro Herklotz,
yeah.
he essentially bought the brands, and so now that's the Ferio Tego line that's going to be coming out.
No, they're not out yet, are they?
Not yet.
Okay.
I thought they were supposed to be out by now, but I guess there's been a little bit of a delay. But let's be real, you're trying to kickstart a fairly big machine, getting something like that going. So, I mean, sometime very, very soon, I would think that, Mr. Herklotz would be getting those out and getting them going in the world. So, I mean, be watching. So, yep.
There you go.
So my next one is one that I smoked while you and I and Dan did an episode, and it's the Padron Black from the CRA pack.
Ooh, yeah.
I liked that cigar a lot. Now, Padron, super solid company. You always know what you're going to get. But that Padron Black is one that was exclusive to that CRA pack, which I believe, guys, Dan the man over at Riverman may have at least one more of those packs available. So if you were on the fence about getting that, you might consider it, because I think he's still got at least one of them. And man, there's some really good cigars in that pack, including this Padron Black.
There you go. And next up for me, I'm going to mention that pack as well, from the CRA. I did the Fine and Rare. I think it was a 2019.
Okay.
And it may be the best cigar that I've ever smoked.
Yeah, I know you really liked that cigar a lot.
Oh, yeah. That was good. Now, granted, it's out of my price range, for an everyday smoke, although I do have one sitting in the humidor right now.
Very cool. All right. Well, my next one is actually one that listener Thick Smoke Ryan had a smoke on his Listener Interaction Tuesday episode, and it was also the Cigar of the Year for our friends over at Cigar Authority, and is the Perdobo Reserve 10th Anniversary Maduro.
Ooh, nice.
Really like that cigar. I know that when they rebranded reblended and rebranded the Champagne Noir and the Champagne Sun-Grown, that's when they kind of came out with the 10th Anniversary Reserve Sun-Grown with the red and the Maduro with the blue, and I know I tend to default more towards the sun-growns, but when it comes down to those two cigars, I do think that Maduro, despite the box press, I do think that Maduro does edge out that sun-grown just a little bit. It's got those awesome chocolatey notes to it and everything. I really, really like that cigar.
There you go. I want to mention, in, again, no particular order, the Martinez 45 series.
Now that's one from the previous year.
That is one from the previous year. We smoked it on our Christmas episode. Was that 2019?
It was 2019,
yep.
Yeah.
And it is a good stick. And I went back and forth between it and the Flatiron. They've also got the Patrimonial now. They've got the Bishop and Gator. I didn't want to put our cigars on our list, but, they make a mean cigar over there at Martinez.
There you go. So, my next one is the My Father Fonseca. That cigar,
good stick.
I'll tell you, that cigar is one that I tried after. So our man Manuel Quesada had the Fonseca line for the longest time,
yes.
Obviously. Sold the brand to my father. My father blended it a little bit, came back out with the My Father Fonseca, and I tried it, and I'm not going to lie, man, it has become one of my regular go-to sticks. Like I smoke it pretty regularly, and it's so good. It's got that good mix of earthiness and spice and everything to it. I really like the My Father Fonseca.
Good stick. So my next cigar is the Aroa First 20 Years. Again, that comes to us from our first year. Mm-hmm. And that may be one of those deals. It was the Colorado. And it may be one of those deals where, we sat down and smoked it talking to Christian Aroa. And I remember that day specifically. It's stuck in my head because we're sitting out on the back deck and we get ready to record. And my neighbor busts out some kind of project that involved lots of power tools. And every kid in the neighborhood piled in the pool at the neighbor's house behind us.
Right behind us.
And it got loud AF.
And Christian was ready to scuttle the interview right then and there.
He almost did. And we panicked and we moved
around to the garage and set up in the garage and smoked that. Yep. I remember that.
It was a good time.
Oh.
So we were sitting in the garage with the door kind of cocked open. I forget.
No, it was a nice enough day. We had the door fully open.
Yeah, but there was no air movement.
No, there was no air movement. It was miserable actually because of that. Would have been nice out on your deck, but
and the smoke just hung in the garage.
What are you gonna do?
But it was such a good cigar, and it was such a nice time talking to Christians.
Yeah, it was a good time. So, my next one comes from the February My Monthly Cigars box, and it's the Sin Compromiso from Dunbarton and Tobacco and Trust over there, Saka.
Yeah. You liked that cigar.
It was a good cigar. I really enjoyed it, and I know that Steve Saka has gotten a lot of good praise on the Sin Compromiso. I really enjoyed it, and I liked it. It was good.
There you go. Next up for me, and we've done this one a couple of times. It's the Aladino Cameroon.
Yeah.
And we actually smoked it with Mr. Jonathan from the Cigar Authority.
We did.
And had a really nice time. We've also smoked it again in the
Elegante.
The Elegante, thank you.
The Lancero.
Yeah, but they call it Elegante.
Elegante.
Yeah. But we've done it in both, and it's just such a good cigar.
And we smoked that with Pinky.
We did.
Yep.
And I'm such a fan of that Cameroon wrapper. It just really gives the cigar a little something extra.
Does. Definitely does. My next one here is one that we smoked early this year. It was January. It was the Plasencia Almafuerte.
Oh, yeah.
Good cigar.
It took forever, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was a
long smoke.
I'm pretty sure this is the Hexagon.
I think you're right.
The 6-sided,
Yep.
60 gauge, one. And, oh my gosh. I mean, look, Plasencia, they make really great cigars. The prices on those cigars are a little high for my budget to smoke on the regular. I'm wanting to say that this specific cigar might be, if it's not $20, it's knocking at the door of $20.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know how you can find many other cigars that have that kind of smoothness to the smoke, the awesome draw, just the great construction, the good flavor. I mean, I'm telling you what, the Plasencia Almafuerte, fantastic cigar.
There you go. Next up for me, the Ave Maria. You hear that, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why does that always happen?
I don't know. You're doing it again, though.
Anyway, so, okay, I'm going to try to ignore that because it's going to throw me off. But it came to us from My Monthly Cigars, and it was, that Ave Maria was just such a good, oh my God, there it is again. It was such a good smoke. And we've done a couple of different ones.
I was going to say, you're talking about the first Ave Maria?
The Ave Maria.
The Ave Maria that we smoked?
Ave Maria, yes.
Okay. Because we smoked another one on a listener interaction Tuesday episode, if I remember right.
I believe you're correct.
I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, it was the first Ave Maria that we did.
Okay. Well, now that we've got that established.
How are you doing that?
I'm not doing anything.
I'm sitting here looking at you.
I know. I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here looking at you, wondering why you're just bitching all the time.
Anyway, so I've got two left after the Ave Maria. Oh, my God.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, moving on.
So, yeah, you have 2 left? I have 3 left. How did we end up?
Didn't I go first?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yep. Nope. That makes sense. So my next one is one that I'm pretty sure is probably on your list, but I'm going to beat you to it, is the Yagua.
You sick twitch. It's my next cigar.
From J.C. Newman. I love that cigar. As I said, I just smoked one the other day to commemorate my son's first day of kindergarten. So I'm fairly familiar with it. Again, I'll tell you what, that cigar aged just about a year in my humidor.
Wow.
And
you've got 4 left.
I do have 4 left. And I remember it being a fairly smooth, good cigar before. A lot of hay, barnyard kind of flavors,
very sweet,
and everything to it. But
I've told you, it takes me back. It's really straw because it takes me back to you use straw on a hayride, and it takes me back to a hayride when I was like in 4-H, and I talked about that on the show we did it on.
Yep,
yeah.
I know which hayride.
And I talked about it off the cast a little bit too. But
exactly what hayride you're talking about.
Yes, but it takes me back to like 15 years old on a hayride in 4-H.
There you go.
There you go.
Did you do any jobs on that hayride?
I was just relaxing.
Okay. Yeah. I bet you were. Somebody else was working. Anyway, so the Yagua is my next one there. And then
so now that you did
now
that
I've stolen that, now I got to do another one.
No.
No. You have more honorable mentions.
No, I have an honorable mention.
How many honorable mentions do you have?
I had a couple. 300 Hands by Southern Draw.
Ah, good cigar.
I love the cigar, and I love the backstory with it, and the fact that it donates money to people in Central America. Mm-hmm. So, and basically,
and the price point.
Yeah,
I mean that's the thing, guys. I mean this cigar does good work with the charitable donation and everything, but then also it's a really good cigar at a fantastic price point.
Yes.
So I mean,
and everybody
wins.
It references the 150 people that touch your cigar from the minute they put the seed into, the trays to, taking care of it in the fields, to harvesting it, to fermenting it, to, putting it in the pelons and then rolling it and getting it to the store. And it takes 150 people to get a cigar out to us. And the fact that they can do that, like on this cigar, what, $8? $7, $8?
I would say, depending upon the size, it could be anywhere between 6 and 8.
Yeah. So the fact that they're able to do that and have that many people involved in it is just amazing to me.
Yeah.
And like I said, it gives a really nice charitable contribution back to the home country there.
Yep. It's a fantastic cigar. So my next one is one that we smoked while we were interviewing John Huber of Crown Heads, and it's the Mildias.
Yep.
And what I remember,
you liked that.
I did like that cigar a lot. And what I remember more than anything is going into that interview, Mr. Huber was on Instagram, and he was just lighting up cigar reviewers, talking about how none of you get the Mildias, none of you know what you're talking about. This cigar has got all this complexity to it, and blah, blah, blah. And we had that interview scheduled, and I saw that Instagram post, and I'm thinking, mother of God.
He's going to tear us apart.
He's going to rip us apart right there on the phone. I'm like, we are going to look like clowns to him.
Hey.
And I remember
who stepped
that
up?
You, on the cold draw, I believe it was, got the flavor note. And I don't remember what it was. Fruit or something like that.
I'd have to go back and listen.
Yeah, I'd say. But you got the flavor note. I remember that. And I remember he instantly lit up and was like, yes, you got it. And I was just like, oh my God, Gator of all people
coming
just
through
nailed
the clutch,
this cigar.
baby.
I'm
like, yeah.
I was so happy that you did that. Like, I
had no idea.
Broken clock is right twice a day, but by God, dude, you stepped up at that moment, and it made my heart sing.
That's the funny part is, you've never told me that till right now.
You made my heart sing at that moment.
I didn't know anything about any of that. So that's amazing.
Yeah,
I really had no idea.
You found a way through ignorance to avoid us getting just torn to shreds by a manufacturer right there on the show.
Blind squirrel finds a nut.
It was the best. It was absolutely the best.
I can't believe you've never told me that. That's amazing.
I thought I did.
No,
okay,
I've never heard that story.
No, I was so petrified of going into that interview. Because I saw that
I knew you were petrified, but I didn't know. You didn't tell me the why.
No, I saw that post, and I'm just like,
why are you nervous about this?
God.
That's funny.
The problem is, dude, it's not like you and I could, and I'm not saying that we do this, but it's not like we could even, read other reviews to, see what other people are saying to get some ideas. Everybody was all over the freaking board, and then he's coming in saying, none of you get it.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, well, shit, nobody's gotten this cigar yet. What are we going to do? I'm like, well, I guess we're going to shoot and hope we score, and by God, you of all people.
I'd put one right in the net.
I whatever. I'll take it. But
okay.
Anyway,
you ready?
Last
but not
I have
least.
one left. You have one left.
Yes.
You want to do the rest of your honorable mentions, and then we'll conclude with our
my
last
other
one?
honorable mention that I had down was the. Oh wait, you know what? Did I use them all? I might have used them all. I had the 300 Hands. I had the Rose of Sharon by Southern Draw.
That's another one you haven't talked about.
Okay, I didn't do that one. Okay.
No.
So, yeah, that's the other one. The Rose of Sharon by Southern Draw. Just a great all-around cigar.
It's a good breakfast cigar.
It is.
For me, at least, it's a breakfast cigar.
Well, I like the shade grown.
It's a Connecticut. Yeah,
yep.
Exactly. And but it's a good cigar.
Yep. It's a really good stick. And then the other one I had was the 1974 Quesada. So there you go. Those were my three.
My one honorable mention that I do feel as though we have to give some acknowledgement to is the Tatiscan Yellow Series, which won the Battle of the Budgets this year. And to be honest, the Battle of the Budgets took place this year, and that was a total pulled out of our ass. We had no idea what to do that episode, and we had this idea, and we just kind of flew with it on the fly, just kind of kept adjusting it as we went. And I will say, guys, those episodes are some of our top-rated episodes.
They are.
You guys really were interested in hearing about, good value cigars and everything. And I'm impressed.
Here's the deal. If you're going to smoke 2, 3, 4 cigars a day, you can't, unless you're just made of money. Scrooge McDuck time. Or Elon Musk with his fleet of Terminators. It's one of those deals where you
I need a cigar.
Exactly. It's one of those deals where you've got to cut your dollar cost average.
You know, he has
and those
to,
budget bundles do that.
He has to model that robot after Arnold.
Oh my
if he
God.
doesn't do that, it's a missed opportunity.
Well, think of the money Arnold's going to want for the likeness.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but you're right. You're right. You have to make sure.
Who was the cop in the second one? It could be that
Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick.
He's probably
exactly.
a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Either way, though.
Either way. But no, you're right. You got to make sure that your budget is in line with your smoking. And, you know, smoking some value cigars every once in a while helps keep that budget in line. And after you and I sat down and smoked 16 different cigars.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there were a lot of really good contenders in and amongst all that.
I'll say it right now. Oscar's Plan B was right up there.
I feel like there was only maybe like one cigar that we had out of the full round of 16 that just like was just like, oh God, no. You know? And I'll
be honest. When I had the cigar, because we smoked maybe a third of each one of those cigars.
Yeah.
You know, because we were doing four at a time.
But we did go back and finish all those cigars over time.
I smoked all of mine that I had left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not waste my cigars by any means. Because you know me, I'm not proud. I'll
I
relight.
know.
So.
But what were you going to say?
Just make sure you clear the tube, by the way. Clear the tube of the smoke so you don't have smoke resting on your tobacco. Makes it a lot nicer on the relight. So
I just had a thing pop to mind, and I'm not going to say it because it's totally filthy. But
I'm
just
God,
move on with
you're
mine.
in that mood today.
I'm chippy. Yeah,
You're chippy.
So anyway, yes, the Tatiscan Yellow series is my honorable mention.
There
that
you go.
I feel like we have to acknowledge.
And okay, so my last cigar,
yes,
on my list, the Ashton ESG. So
fantastic smoke.
We smoked it on the show.
Smoked it on the anniversary show last year.
And I actually had it. That was my celebratory cigar for my birthday this past Saturday.
Yep.
And I had one in the humidor that I'd got over at Dan the Man's, over at Riverman.
Yep.
And
a lot of people carry the VSG. You want the ESG.
Yes, the ESG.
Yes.
So I had
Estate,
that.
not vintage.
Yeah, the Estate Sungrown.
Yes.
I had that in my humidor well over a year. Because I had planned to take that to Florida last year and smoke it. I had it with me in the travel humidor. And you know why I didn't smoke it?
COVID.
I got COVID. And I couldn't taste it. And I thought, oh my God, I can't waste this cigar. And I brought it home, put it back in the humidor. And I busted it out on number 52 this past Saturday.
Well, there you go.
And so, I want to say, because I went back and listened to, some of our show stuff and kind of, thought about what I got on the cigar. But it was it had like a salty taste to it, which I find that's one of the reasons I wanted to do it in Florida.
Yeah.
Was to take that one down there and smoke it down there in Florida because, down by the ocean and everything, I thought it would go, meld really well together. It's also got some hints of pepper and, just an outstanding cigar.
Well, given the fact that all you could taste when you had COVID was salt, it
would not have been good. Because, that was the thing. I lost the sense of taste for everything but salt, and everything tasted like you just dumped a salt shaker in it. Mm-hmm. Anything I ate, that's all that came through, and it was just horrible.
All right. Well, my number one, or my last cigar, whichever, because we're not ranking these, ironically enough, also is tied to a birthday. It is the Camacho Diploma that we smoked with Teddy for his birthday last September.
That one
or October. October. It was October. Yes.
That one almost made it onto my. I actually was looking at that one, and I was going to put it on my honorable mention. So I'm glad you had that.
Yep. No. Teddy was nice enough to send us those cigars in the little triangular coffins, and I just remember that it was a really fantastic smoke, really good interview with Teddy, and I had a really great time talking with him. So, guys, go back to that episode and listen to that and enjoy.
Well,
that
and
cigar.
I'm jealous because you got to spend time with Teddy in St. Louis, and I was out of town.
Teddy's coming to the.
I know, and
event.
I can't wait to meet him.
Yes,
I especially can't wait to try his meat.
Oh, okay.
He's supposed to grill some stuff for us. He's a smoker.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were getting dirty there. But
anyway, why do you have to be like that?
I kind of thought that's where you were going with it,
I just want to try Teddy's meat.
Yeah.
I can feel it down in my plums.
Okay, well, anyway. So, well, that would be our list for whatever you want to classify it as, either the top 10 of the past year or the top 10 of all time.
Well, I mean, one of us did it right, and one of us was you.
Really? Anyway. Well, why don't we go ahead and get into Ask the Boys?
Let's do it.
Shall we play a game?
You talking to me? I have a question for you.
You gotta ask me nicely.
Ask me about my winner!
You got a question? You ask the 8-Ball.
Come on, sucker. Let's get it on.
All right. Well, guys, it is time for Ask the Boys, where we answer listener questions called in to the hotline. So you just need to call the Ask the Boys hotline at area code 863-874-0000 and leave your questions, and we will be sure to answer them. So we have a variety. We have quite a few questions here. Quite a few calls. Thinking people called in maybe to get in on the anniversary episode. So
very cool.
We'll go ahead and kick things off with the first call here. Let me.
All right, Nick and Gator. Which one of you are Big Spoon? And by default, which one of you is Little Spoon?
I'm Big Spoon.
Wait a minute. Let's go back and review the tape for a moment.
I'm Big Spoon.
All right, Nick and Gator. Which one of you are Big Spoon? And by default, which one of you is Little Spoon?
Do you know who that is?
Barry Stein.
That is indeed Barry Stein of the Cigar Authority.
Are you impressed that I got that?
I'm actually kind of impressed, yeah. So Barry Stein from the Cigar Authority.
Thank you, Barry.
Kicking off. I appreciate the call, Barry. Well, I think I appreciate the call.
So that one could go either way for you.
Which one of us is Big Spoon or Little Spoon?
I mean, we know.
We don't spoon. You and I don't spoon. When I do spoon, I am the big spoon, but I don't spoon you. That's unsettling.
Well, think about it. Do you want to be behind me? You're in the line of fire there.
Again, I don't spoon with you.
You probably don't want to be in front of me either, because that's also the line of fire in another way.
I'd like to know.
Yeah, it's probably. We probably shouldn't spoon.
We don't spoon. We don't spoon. I want it for the record. We don't spoon. Now, I'd like to know, maybe between him and Mr. Jonathan,
Oh, Jonathan's Little Spoon.
Yeah.
All day.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Anyway, he's svelte, Now, Barry's losing weight, though.
That's true.
Yeah, but
true.
Still, Mr. Jonathan's got that dancer's body.
I can't wait to dance with him. We got to get out there so I can,
I know.
Seriously, dude, I am,
We really should.
We could do a nice polka.
What? You want to have a polka with Mr. Jonathan?
Polka with Mr. Jonathan.
You can have a polka with Mr. Jonathan.
I don't want a two-step with him. That's a little
tie
weird.
A ribbon, if you know what I mean. I'm not into that, but
we'll do some two-stepping.
Okay, well, there we go. Well, Barry, thank you so much
for some swing dancing.
I bet you would like to swing with Mr. Jonathan. So anyway, Barry, thank you so much for the call.
Brother.
Really appreciate it, man.
Hey, fellas, this is Clay. I just wanted to wish you both a happy anniversary and stay safe and stay smoky.
Hey, Clay.
Thanks, Clay.
Thanks so much, man. Really appreciate it.
That's awesome.
It was nice. Not so much a question, but it was nice.
No. And we, on the last show, we asked for anybody that wanted to give us a little message there.
That's
so
true.
That's perfect.
That's true. So next up,
I just like the fact he didn't take a shot at us with the question like everyone else.
I was going to say, everybody else tends to take shots, but that's okay.
That was awesome.
So, okay, next up.
What's up, guys? It's Lupe here.
Lupe.
First off, I want to say happy anniversary.
Aw,
and
thanks.
then I just want to tell you my top 3 cigars that I've had this year.
Perfect.
So let's start off with La Historia by E.P. Carrillo.
Ooh,
great cigar. Just had it, I think, a few days ago. Then we're going to go with the Cohiba Weller, which I had at the wedding that I stood up in a couple weeks ago.
I know what happened
and
at that
finally,
wedding.
the Aladino A Cameroon that I believe Gator got me when I was out there for
I did. Yep.
Interaction Tuesday.
Yep.
Listener Interaction Tuesday. But anyway, that's all for now. Stay safe, Stay smoky, guys.
Hope to see you soon, man.
That's awesome. I've actually got one of those Cohiba Wellers sitting in my humidor at home. I haven't smoked it yet, but I did pick one up, and I've heard good things about it. I did hear from at least one person, though, that it does not pair well with a Weller, which
really?
I kind of find interesting, but...
It seems backwards.
Whatever. I mean, it's one man's opinion. I mean, I'm not... Let's be real. I'm not much of a whiskey guy, so for me...
Yeah, that's not going to be a problem.
Maybe isn't a big deal for me, but yeah. So, next call here.
Gentlemen, my 635 millimeter.
What's up, buddy?
Long-time listener.
Hey, man.
10th level wizard with plus 20 charisma and a plus 4 savings throw against
That's awesome.
I lost my train of thought, gentlemen. A couple questions anyways. If you could tell me this. What do you like pairing with your cigar? Is it a drink? Is it a food? Is it a spirit? Anything? Number 2, have you ever baptized your cigar? Have you wet it with a spirit, saliva, an intern, or whatever it may be? Have you ever baptized your cigar? Also, congrats to Mr. Big Polka for the good news. The fact that you're asking those questions about fatherhood makes me feel that you'll just do fine. The first year's a blur of diapers. We'll wait for the that first smile and the first I love you, and you'll be locked in, buddy. Anyways, boys, keep the bi-weekly shows going. None of this once-a-week garbage. Have a good one. The following message was brought to you by Fucking Good Coffee. If it's not fucking good, then you're a fucking marsupial.
Okay, well, first of all,
Didn't see that coming.
I think Nick over at Fucking Good Coffee needs to start adopting that tagline. If it's not fucking good, you're just a fucking marsupial.
By the way, he pulled at the heartstrings right up until the marsupial part.
He did. That was good. Yeah, so anyway, thanks, Luke. Really appreciate the call. And as for the questions, I'm not going to lie.
I have baptized.
I kind of blanked a little bit after the whole fucking marsupial thing.
I have baptized my cigars.
I know you did. You, in fact,
the Yagua.
Did the Yagua.
Yeah.
You dipped it in your iced tea before you cut it and everything.
Okay, so the one thing with the Yagua, and I noticed this, and I'm going to look at the new ones when they come out here soon, hopefully, that wrapper tended to get brittle. And it was probably the way that they were wrapped up in that banana leaf or whatever they were wrapped in.
So cutting it was a little...
Yes, and you could...
Now, I will say, I did not have that trouble on my 1-year aged one.
Oh,
it cut
okay.
beautifully.
Okay, so maybe some age on it helped.
I think so.
But I actually dipped that in tea, and Nick was so mad at me because I thought I just ruined the cigar. And I soaked I put the whole cigar down in it. Just barely dipped the tip, but put the rest of the cigar down in it. And it smoked like a champ.
No,
and you didn't think it was going to smoke at all for me.
I didn't think so. I thought it was going to be too wet at that point.
Yeah.
But no,
I don't recommend putting the tip, the foot end in. But yes, I have done that before. And like I said, it will kind of revive it. I let it sit and dry and then smoked it, and it smoked like a champ.
There you go. As for me, no, I have not baptized any cigars. But then in terms of what I like to pair with my cigar, as I literally just got done talking about it, I'm not much of a drinker.
I pair a lot of coffee.
I'm an iced tea guy, and I know that a lot of people are like, you don't get anything when you pair with tea. That's fine. I want the cigar. I want the cigar.
Yeah.
The tea is really just there to wet the whistle and cleanse the palate a little bit every once in a while. But by and large, I mean, I drink unsweet tea, so I mean it's basically dirty water. So realistically, I'm not getting really anything from the drink other than just the hydration. So I'm fine with that. So realistically, I just pair iced tea.
I do a lot of coffees. I will do a liquor from time to time. Di Serono is a good pair with a lot of cigars.
Yeah.
It brings out those kind of fruity flavors and things in it. We did the tequila with it, which was a big mistake because tequila is not my friend. And that tequila you brought that time.
Ironically, what did you get drunk on this weekend?
I didn't necessarily get drunk.
Oh, that's not what I was told.
Well, I made margaritas. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was for my birthday. I made margaritas. We were sitting on the back deck, and it was Kristen and I and her friend Sarah, and we made margaritas. And I invited you over. You did not take me up on that.
I was busy.
That's true.
That. Yeah.
But what I did is I used the margarita mix that already had the tequila in it, but I added Grand Marnier to it.
Yes.
And it took it up a notch.
There you go.
I made some top shelf margaritas, and man, they were smooth. But I had one and got tipsy, and we had just eaten. So it wasn't like I was on an empty stomach.
No.
It hit me.
You and tequila just have a, interesting relationship.
Makes my clothes come off.
I mean, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of smooth, before we continue on with the phone calls here, let's circle back on the Fuente Fuente Opus X from listener Will. I am down to the final third.
Yep, same here.
And the weight of the cigar has kind of picked up.
It has?
I think so. Do you?
Yes, and it is a good stick.
It's a really good stick. It's super smooth on the draw.
Yep.
Super smooth smoking experience. Burn line is great. It's kicking off tons of smoke, and I love it. The intensity, the body of the cigar has definitely picked up in the back half of it.
Yeah.
Have you done a retrohale recently?
Oh, God, I knew you were going to say that. Hold on. Let me get a drink.
I was going to say, go ahead and do that. And I just did one, and the spice level, the pepper, the intensity of the retrohale has also picked up in the back half of it and gotten stronger.
Ooh,
so, yeah. See?
It didn't catch me off guard like the first time.
Well, yeah, you knew what you were getting into, and you knew it was going to ramp up in the back
exactly.
half. So,
yeah. Good deal.
Good cigar. Really enjoying it.
Hey, guys. Hey, this is Teddy, a.k.a. the Smoking Gorilla on IG, or you can find me on Teddy Gorilla on IG as well.
Teddy.
Guys, I didn't have a question, but actually I kind of do. So since my last visit, and I got to say, man, shout out to Big Dan Ponder from Riverman Cigars and of course Nick and Jeff as well too for the hospitality for being
Jeff?
there last time.
He didn't meet
so
you.
I cannot wait to see you guys again and interact with everybody and to chill out and smoke some cigars and everything like that for the Riverman event coming up on September the 25th. So I guess the question is this: since I came last time, I was there with some friends. I came for some friends for a bachelor party, and we were supposed to be going out to eat and going to some different places and everything like that. But I kind of got snubbed after rounds and rounds of a lot of liquor.
Oh boy, it'll happen.
Like I said, and at that point, we was at the point where if we knew if we did actually go somewhere all together, it was going to turn into a whole Wolf of Wall Street type situation. So,
throw midgets.
Said, I have not had a chance to go to Top Shooters, and even though I did not go, and I plan on going regardless of what's going on or whatever like that, I got to ask this one question, and I think this is going to be pretty prevalent with all the fat guys and, I'm not going to say fat women, but fat guys that's going to be there. Where we're going to eat at. I don't know if y'all want to go to Top Shooters and hang out and probably make that possibly your last visit there, because we're going to probably be rambunctious. I can't even pronounce it now. We're going to probably be rowdy. But either way, though,
rambunctious.
Where we're going to go eat at, I was just checking to see if y'all have any ideas, suggestions. I know a lot of Italian eateries over there that sounds good. So either way, just let me know or let us know or see what we're going to do. So I can't wait to see everybody at the Riverman event. Hope everybody stay safe, stay smoky, stay blessed, of course, and y'all have a great day. All right.
Good deal.
Okay. I'm going to throw out a couple of restaurant suggestions for folks that are in the area and that are wanting to try something. But he just gave me an idea, and I'm going to pitch it out. But I'm going to try, I need to talk to a couple people. I need to try and figure out the logistics, but I won't lie. This actually sounds like a good idea. What do you think about the idea of establishing a time, setting up like an event at Top Shooters, maybe for that Friday?
I think that would work well. Which is kind of what we did last year.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like any listeners that are coming
in. They want
to
come and meet and hang out.
Hang out and everything. We could just, say.
The pre-party.
The pre-party at Top Shooters.
Yep.
What do you think?
I think that's perfect. And I haven't told you this, but I have an obligation that Saturday night.
You son of a bitch.
So the Saturday night I will be kind of off-grid.
You son of a
after
bitch.
the event.
Okay, well, then I guess we got to do it Friday. So
I'm going to the Lim Mansion, so. Might even get the tiramisu. Was that it? Was that what you got?
Yeah, I don't remember what.
No, it was flaming.
Bananas Foster.
Yeah, that's it. Bananas Foster.
But anyway, or Cherry's Jubilee.
Oh,
they have
Cherry's Jubilee.
I think it was
Cherry's
the Cherry's
Jubilee.
Yep, was what I had that night. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I'm liking this idea. Let me circle out. I'll talk to the folks over at Top Shooters just to see. I know Fridays are usually pretty busy days, but let's be real. You know, we're all going to be sitting outside.
Yeah.
So as long as it's nice out, I mean, my God, you know, late September, you would think it would be nice.
Boy,
out.
we could take the fire pit area.
I would say we just kind of like swarm the outside area and everything. But yeah, how about we just tentatively? Okay, listeners, if you're coming in for the River Minute and you're going to be in town on Friday the 24th. How about you just go ahead and plan that we're just partying at Top Shooters, you know, that day.
Which I will say is what we did last year, and it worked out really, really well. But the Saturday after the event, like you and I were wiped out.
We were wiped out.
It was
we crammed a lot of stuff in that Friday. I'm actually thinking maybe instead of cramming a bunch of stuff in on Friday, we just kind of take it easy on Friday and just say Top Shooters. We just say, you know what, we're hanging at Top Shooters.
Yep.
And we just make it a day there. So I like that idea. Now, in terms of other restaurant options, because I'm assuming people that are coming in for this event, maybe you're making a weekend out of it.
Yes.
You and I obviously can't go everywhere with everybody. So, you know, people will want to explore around in the area on their own.
Yes.
I would say that you're doing yourself a disservice by not going to the Hill and finding some good Italian food.
Yep.
There's a couple over there. There's Charlie Gito's, which is a little classier of a you know, Italian place. You know, it's probably your higher end on the Hill. Zia's
is good,
which is really good. That's where we went last year. Antonino's.
Maybe this time we can get Christian some, shrimp.
Maybe.
Or not Christian? Yes. No. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antonino's is also really, really good. There's a number of really awesome places on the Hill that you can check out.
We tried to do one the other day, and it was kind of a little small hole in the wall.
It was Lou Bacardi's?
I believe so, yeah. It's right by Urzi's, the market there.
Yeah, and so, I mean, guys, you're going to find all kinds of good Italian food on the Hill. If you're looking for barbecue in St. Louis, my recommendation is Bogart's Barbecue. It's down there by Soulard Market. It's right behind Soulard Market. It's tiny, I mean, there's not a lot of seating inside. They've got some tables outside.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, everybody here in St. Louis, you hear a lot about Pappy's Barbecue. Pappy's, the guy who was the pit master at Pappy's when they first started, he's the owner of Bogart's, and he basically, after the first year when they blew up at Pappy's, he kind of like split off, went off, did the Bogart's thing. Pappy's, they have the reputation, they have the marketing, they have the name and everything like that, but if you want the quality barbecue that Pappy's like kickstarted everything with, go over to Bogart's. It's really, really good.
Do you think they're better than Beast? Because you've got Beast in Belleville and Columbia, and I think do they have one in St. Louis now somewhere?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I do.
I'm a fan of Beast.
I think for my money in the St. Louis area, hit up Bogart's. I don't hit them up enough, and they're really, really good.
Yeah.
And then fried chicken, there's Hodak's.
Oh yeah.
You gotta, if you're looking for really good fried chicken, Hodak's is good. There's a sandwich place just down the road from Hodak's there, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it, and it's fantastic. Where else?
I was going to say, there's a ton of good, like, Cajun stuff down in Soulard.
That's not my bag.
That's not your cup of tea.
So you'd have to speak to that.
Yeah, there are some really good, all you have to do is type into a search engine, Cajun Food St. Louis, and it'll give it to you. There's a ton of good Cajun places down there.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of the French settled area of St. Louis, and on Saturdays they have, you're going to be at Riverman, but you could go before. They have the big French market there and stuff, the old time, like, farmers market.
Yep, that's Saturday morning.
Yeah, and it's a really nice area. It's right down close to the brewery. The Anheuser-Busch Brewery down there in Soulard. So, yeah.
And if you're looking for steak, for my money, Tucker's. They've got 2 locations, one in Soulard, one in South County.
Yep.
I mean, dude, you can get a 16-ounce bacon-wrapped filet mignon with baked potato and salad for $30. And it is amazing.
Yep.
So for my money, Tucker's is a fantastic place to go and grab a steak. I don't know. I think that's a number of options for people to try out, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. St. Louis does have good food.
We do.
Yep, we really do.
We know how to eat here. So,
obviously, look at us.
That's true. But in terms of, the top shooters thing, let's put a pin in that. But I think everybody should, if you're planning on coming in, if you're going to be around Friday, let's tentatively plan that Friday. I'll get more details, time and all that kind of fun stuff later.
Yeah.
But I think Friday's a good day for top shooters.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well, next question here.
Hey guys, it's Noah. I just want to call and congratulate you guys on your 2-year anniversary. It's been a great 2 years listening. We laughed, we cried, and we learned about the Alaskan pipeline. Keep up the good work. Here's to another 2 years.
Well, Noah keyed right in on the, hot spots there on the...
He did.
Yeah.
I mean, and...
the Alaskan pipeline. So janky. So wretched.
All right. Next call here.
Hi, this is Brian from Estacada, Oregon. First off, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Secondly, as fellow business owners, I would like to know what the funniest excuses you've had for people not coming to work are. I'll go first. The 2 funniest that I've had were, I forgot I worked here, and I can't come to work today because my girlfriend's a whore. All right, you go.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I don't have anything that beats that, I don't think.
First of all, Brian, yeah, thanks for the call.
That was gold.
Second of all, I don't know. I don't think I've ever... See, I'll be honest. With the way my business is kind of structured, everybody is kind of loosey-goosey. Like, I have a lot of independent contractors, so they kind of work on their own schedule. And then when I had employees actually in the office, back when I had an office, even then it was fairly flexible in that, I didn't particularly care if they took time off for going to, kids' doctor's appointments or school things or, whatever they needed to do. It was kind of one of those, as long as the work gets done, I didn't really mind when they did it per se. So,
which is one of the benefits to working at a place like ours, because obviously, we're not bringing in high profit margins, so we're not able to pay necessarily what our folks are worth. I admit that freely. I'd like to pay my staff more, but there's only so many dollars that come in the door.
Exactly.
And one of the benefits that we have to that is that you can take off for your kids, kindergarten pageant, or if you need to go do something or take a parent, to the doctor, to a doctor's visit or something. We have that kind of flexibility. So, as far as excuses, I did have one employee one time, and I love her to death, but she was supposed to be writing a story and just decided not to do it. And of course, it was a front page story that we were waiting on. There was a hole on the page, and she was getting her hair done.
Nice.
And I just could have throttled her over that, because it put us behind like 4 hours waiting for her to get her hair done so then she could give us the story she was supposed to have already done.
Nice. Yeah, by and large, I'll say lateness has been an issue with some of my people. They've kept me up until the wee hours of the morning sometimes waiting on a story that I've got to get in and, that I've got a hole for. But by and large, but even that, I don't think I've even gotten an excuse per se. I just got to I'm working on it, and then it just eventually comes. So,
yeah, that's what she said.
God damn it. Anyway,
but my girlfriend's a whore. That would have actually worked out for our buddy Trey Mack, when he got all his furniture stolen. He should have taken off that day and used that excuse.
Yeah, exactly. It should have been hey, my girlfriend's a whore. Yeah, no,
I have
that's
to stay
true.
home and protect my couch.
My stuff. Yeah. No, buddy, Brian, I don't know what business you have, but those are some pretty interesting excuses. As to
The
why
one
you
I
couldn't get to
forgot I
work.
worked here.
I forgot I worked here.
That's gold.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But
like it.
I don't know. All right, moving on to the next call here.
Hey, boys, this is Scott from Clearwater, Palm Harbor. I am a last-time listener, fourth-time caller. I just wanted to wish you a happy anniversary. I just had a couple of questions and a comment for you. My one question is kind of simple. I wanted to ask Nick, where would be a good place to buy a kilt? I'll tell you what not to do. Being Scottish, I'm a little frugal. And I went to, some of these clothing stores have, they sell their regular line of clothes, but they also contract, like, say, with Catholic schools to sell uniforms.
Oh, no, don't
so
do that.
I would not suggest asking to see, like, the girls' plaid skirts and then asking them where the dressing room is.
No.
Don't do that. So, Nick, if you could let me know where I might be able to find a kilt at a good price, I'd appreciate that. I did want to tell you my top 3 cigars. You wanted to hear something like that? I did have several good ones. My first one is the Oscar Valladera Superfly. I don't know what that was.
Good cigar.
My second one would be the Southern Draw Rose of Sharon.
My
and
honorable
the
mention.
La Galera 1936. Just love those 3 sticks. And I do have a couple of honorable mentions for the Southern Draw 300 Hands Habano. And one I just had for the first time was a Rocky Patel 2006, vintage 2006, with the San Andreas wrapper. Just ask you, what you thought of any of those. I think that's all I've got for now. I did have one other question, but
Well, Scott, thank you so much for the call. And, as you heard, a number of your cigars were actually on Gator's list or his honorable mention list.
True.
So, the only one that I think he mentioned that I have not had, well, I don't know if I've had that La Galera.
I have not, I don't believe either.
And the Rocky Patel. I don't think I've had that Rocky Patel.
No.
But I'll have to give those a shot. I'll have to track those down.
I'm all in.
Yep. But thanks for the call, Scott. So we have one more call to get through here.
Hey, Nick and Jeff. This is Broccoli Rob.
Broccoli Rob.
ThirdCigar.com. And I'd like to congratulate you guys on 2 years of nonsensical garbage the two of you have ever put out on the internet, period. What a fun ride it's been, man. Oh, and occasionally talk about cigars, too, which is nice.
Yeah.
So thanks for what you guys do to entertain us all. Keep up the occasionally adequate work as well. Now to my question. Can one of you guys look up on Urban Dictionary and describe in detail what a dirty thunderstorm is?
Oh, no.
And follow that up with your favorite monthly ad. Talk to you motherfuckers later.
I love him.
Well, Jeff, why don't you look that up real quick?
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I'll go ahead and do it.
Oh,
he told us to do it, so by God, we're going to go ahead and do it.
You have to describe it in detail.
Dirty
abort
thunderstorm.
You should invoke the Adam Protocol.
Dirty thunderstorm Urban Dictionary.
Invoke the Adam Protocol.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Adam Protocol.
Oh no.
So Nick, what is My Monthly Cigars?
Oh no. Oh my God, Broccoli.
I told you not to look it up.
Oh my God, Broccoli. Oh my God, Broccoli. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. This is 8 points, man.
The lights are off on the back deck, and it has gotten dark as we've been recording. And all I see is like Nick's horrified face in the glow of his phone.
This is an 8-step process here. This is like
intricate.
This is intricate. Let me at least read the first paragraph.
Oh my God.
This requires some moral fortitude to successfully pull off. If you don't really, in all caps, want to do it, you straight up won't. This is an act of breaking up or ensuring that the guy, girl you do this to never, in all caps, calls you again. You know what?
You're just going to let everybody else Google that themselves?
No, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this. So, guys, look, if you're offended by really wretched shit here, maybe give
or you get the kids in the car, which you should not do when we're on.
No, maybe give it a skip. Maybe give it a 1 minute skip here. But no, I'm going to go ahead and do this because this is elaborate, and I kind of feel like this is something that, you know, Broccoli threw this out to us, and I feel like we should go ahead and touch on this. So, number one, you have to have sex with them first, otherwise it's just not as effective.
Okay.
Number two, after sex, when they're asleep, you've got to take a crap somewhere other than the toilet. Number three, here's where the moral fortitude comes in. You'll need a ladder first and something to pick your crap up with.
Oh, no.
Number four, pick up your excrement and place it on top of the fan blades. Spread it out. The smaller the pieces, the better the effect. Number five, once your crap is safely on the fan blades, get dressed and gather up all your belongings in order to make a quick escape. Did I not mention this can only be done at their house, not yours? Number six, start, oh my God, start flicking the lights on and off and screaming until your unfortunate victim wakes up. Once they start moving and moaning, turn the fan to max and sprint the fuck out of there.
Oh my God.
Number seven, never agree to meet them in person ever again, as you'll promptly be castrated or killed. Number eight, if done right and fast enough, the majority of the walls and floor near the corners will have little flecks of crap everywhere. If done wrong, it might fall off the fan before you start, or it will create a few lumps of crap that are relatively easy to clean up. Tip, if you feel like you have taken too much time or your stool was a little dry, it's okay to wet the fan blades before you turn it on. Oh yeah.
That's wretched.
You make it rain poop on them. Oh my. Well, yeah. As Broccoli pointed out, why don't we hear what My Monthly Cigars is? This would normally be the time that I give some information about My Monthly Cigars, but I've hired that out this week, so take it away.
My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service. It comes in a variety of different size boxes at affordable prices. Use offer code PULPIT and get free shipping on your first box and 20% off any items in the online store at mymonthlycigars.com.
That's offer code PULPIT. Thanks! So, guys, that's this week's Ask the Boys.
How much time did Broccoli put in on that?
I don't know.
To deep dive and find that.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
But, guys, get your questions into us via the Ask the Boys hotline at area code 863-874-0000. Well, Jeff, I have finished my Fuente Fuente Opus X.
I have as well.
Fantastic cigar. Really enjoyed it.
Good stick.
It was a really good cigar. Like I said, it started off really kind of smooth and mellow, and that continued, but the body of the cigar did ramp up. It got a little heavier as the smoking experience went on. The retrohale definitely picked up in intensity, and I mean, but dude, you can tell why this cigar is like, you know, one of the prestige cigars.
It's a good celebratory cigar
in the Fuente line, exactly.
Yes.
So,
and again, comes to us from listener Will, and we really do appreciate it, brother.
Exactly, it was really appreciated. Really good smoke for the anniversary episode.
Well, good deal.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. So, Nick, as we finish up here, how do folks reach out to us on the ever-present socials?
We are on Instagram at The Cigar Pulpit, as well as at Naked Gator, N-E-K-K-I-D Gator.
It is my page.
We're also on Facebook, where we have the Cigar Pulpit Parishioners Group, which continues to grow by the week. Guys, get in on that. Lots of interaction, lots of fun going on in there. It's a good time. Make sure you're posting pictures of what you're smoking and, various other things. A lot of people tend to take shots at us after the episodes drop.
You'll have that.
Yeah, it's okay. But we're also on Twitter, YouTube, and you can reach out to us through the Cigar Pulpit hotline at area code 863-874-0000.
Coming soon, watch for the Pulpit OnlyFans page.
There's not going to be a Pulpit OnlyFans page. It's not going to happen. So, anyway. So, yeah. Jeff has wandered off and has just started browsing his phone. He's gotten disinterested in the show at this point.
I've been getting text messages. My phone's been blowing up.
I mean, so is mine, but I've, kind of been focused on the show here. So, anyway, I love how Jeff just kind of shiny object focuses on that and moves on.
I was
like, we're literally almost to the end here.
I was searching Urban Dictionary for more wretchedness.
Almost to the end here, and Jeff's just given up. So.
Anyway, well, that's the epitome of my 2 years of effort on the show.
It really is, actually. I mean, we were joking. I mean, you really should have just read stuff off the band.
That was our joke before the show.
Yeah.
We were talking to Will, and we came up with this idea too late to do it. But it was going to be Nick doing his top 10 cigars and me just reading 10 bands.
Yeah. Like, I really liked this one. It was exceptionally old. This one was a product of Nicaragua. It's like, that's the amount of show prep Jeff typically does for a cigar. So
a lot of truth.
Yeah.
A lot of truth.
Anyway.
Well,
buddy,
Nick, congratulations on 2 years, man.
I was going to say, we've made it 2 years.
It has been a thing.
It has indeed been a thing. 2 years, and by my count, 209?
200 episodes?
No, 210 episodes.
Yeah. You can't look at Apple because they're off.
Yeah, they were off to start with, and then the whole Gator show and everything else. The little extra bonus episodes kind of up that number. But
who we haven't heard from in forever?
Who's that?
Pastor Barnaby Rothschilds.
Well, it hasn't been a holiday since
True.
Easter. I mean, we had his Easter sermon. We're only contractually obligated through the courts to give him Easter and Christmas.
I thought he got Thanksgiving too. Was that not in there?
No.
Did we negotiate that out?
I would say it's just Easter, Christmas.
Okay.
So. Yeah, we don't need to hear from Pastor Barnaby anytime soon.
Guys, I looked back over some of the episodes, and there were some things over the past year that really, really, and I didn't even tell Nick I was going to do this, but some things that really stood out to me.
Oh, God.
We had our trips to Indy, which we talked about a little bit earlier.
Yes.
But we also had our trip down to Tampa, down to Ybor City, and the J.C. Newman factory, and just had a ball down there.
It was a good time.
And, of course, our time out in Vegas at TPE.
Yep.
So, we've had a lot of fun stuff that's gone on over the years. One thing I realized that somebody I really miss that we haven't talked to on the show in forever is Squirrel.
That's true.
Yep.
I know. Well, last I heard, Squirrel had gotten a job that kind of took up a lot of his time, and but no, we haven't circled around with Squirrel.
He's one of our top episodes of all time with his humidors and humidor maintenance.
Yep.
So we need to get Squirrel back on. And, we've talked to all the listeners. The listener interaction shows are a lot of fun.
Yep.
We've got our friends over at Martinez that we've talked to. We've got our friends, with Jerry Tobacco. I mean, Trey and whatnot. And, Broccoli. We've had, all these people that have become part of our lives through the show.
Definitely.
All the guys that called in on the hotline tonight.
Dan the Man Ponder.
Dan the Man Ponder.
Yep.
The folks over at the Hill.
Nick Gervais.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just, we've made a lot of really good friendships through this, and it's been a lot of fun. And, guys, it's all thanks to you, because you listen to this goofiness. Otherwise, it'd just be Nick and I meeting at Top Shooters and just talking without headsets on and not recording it.
It's true.
It is true.
I mean, and that still happens occasionally.
It does. And then we forget what we talked about on and off the show.
When Jeff rallies and, manages to get up off the couch, but,
COVID was hard on me.
COVID's, I don't want to say it's over, but,
it's worse now than it was when we were in the middle of it.
But, I'm just saying, I think it's a good excuse for you to be lazy.
Well, yeah. I'll take anything I can get.
Anyway.
Well, dude, it's been a lot of fun doing these shows with you.
It has.
And I look forward to many, many more.
Okay. Is that your way of saying that you're going to do 2 a week?
I didn't say that.
Well, there we go.
You just never know, do you?
I guess not. I don't say. Everybody's just going to be kept waiting. So, anyway, well, it's been 2 years.
Should we do an awkward pause?
No.
You know, kind of like the Late Show with Craig Ferguson?
What?
We could do an awkward pause, or we could do the mouth organ.
I'm not doing... No. No. That sounds inherently homosexual.
Oh, Lordy.
I mean, we've already been asked about you and I spooning. And
that's true. That's true. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, but you and I don't spoon, so...
No, but I'd be Big Spoon if we did.
We don't spoon.
But I would be Big Spoon.
There's no answer to that, Jeff.
Clarify that.
There's no answer to that.
For one and all.
We don't spoon.
Guys, thank you so much.
Anyway, guys, this has been a second anniversary sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. Coming into the 3rd year now.
Wow.
I know, right? I'm Nick.
I'm Gator.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky.